Hey, welcome back. Welcome. Today, we are going to hang out at the ADELSON Institute. Now, you can't trust everybody you see at the ADELSON Institute with a white jacket and a smile. Not the deadly dentist, the nice murderous matriarch at the front desk, or the co-conspirating sister. Either way, the Markells are finally getting the justice they deserve. After the deadly dentist was convicted, the murderous matriarch made some questionable moves. Those moves landed her in jail. Will the co-conspirating sister follow in her footsteps? Or are prosecutors ready to pounce? Has Georgia Cappleman already purchased a new red suit? Let's talk about it. But first, let's head to court.
Before we go on the recess break this afternoon, I do believe this merits a small bit of discussion on the topic. The matters that we've discussed at sidebar concerning emotional responses, I do feel it is important at this point. Mrs. Adelson, when the testimony is occurring or the evidence, I know you may have a natural reaction, but as best possible, you need to control your reactions concerning any head movements, any expressions of disagreement, or any emotional outbursts. The jury must decide this matter on the merits, on the evidence. Do you understand this? Very well. I do not wish to do this in front of the jurors at all, but it's very important that you are able to control your emotions. Do you understand what I'm saying? Does either party need to be heard before we before we go into the lunch break?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
All right, please report back at 1:15 as well.
Judge Everett wasn't playing. Now, let's head over to the prison where the prison sunshines aren't too welcoming to Donna, the murderous matriarch. So, Donna's preparing to beat her trial. She's feverishly on her tablet, and just a miscellaneous note, at this time, inmate Adelson is sitting in the day room area on her tablet. But then chaos ensues. One of the prison sunshines isn't happy. Involved in incident in Pod A. Inmate Frugiero asked that this deputy inquire if inmate McKelvey had seen Frugiero's socks in the dryer when they came out for the confinement time. I asked inmate McKelvey, who responded that the socks should still be in the dryer with the clothes from room 24. I informed inmate Frugiero that the dryer would be checked once my documentation was completed. Inmate Frugiero became hostile and demanded the dryer be checked immediately, using profanity and escalating the situation. Frugiero stated, quote, "This is where it gets a little spicy." Frugiero stated, quote, no garden tool. Go check the dryer now. I'm on blood thinner. PAB, end quote. Frustration continued to build and made unrelated remark about inmate Adelson. Parentheses. How did that old garden tool get a tablet? She on confinement. She not supposed to have a tablet. End quote. Inmate Adelson did not reply. I advised Frugiero that her behavior will not be tolerated. Inmate Frugiero responded by covering her window. She covered her window with paper at this time. Negative earned. I just added that myself. But it looks like Donna's gotten herself into a world of trouble. A totally new world for her to get acclimated into as inmate Adelson. It seems like she was just sitting there minding her business, worried about her trial on her tablet, and another inmate was having a breakdown, a bad day about a sock that was lost in the dryer, and turned her frustration on Donna and just started calling her all sorts of expletives. The prison sunshines have not been so good to Donna lately. So not only did Donna lose access to her sunshines and Wendy, essentially her new sunshines aren't shining like she thought they would. As you know, during the trial, the prison sunshines were a major plot twist in Donna's conviction. They got on stand and told how she wrote them a script and promised grand pianos and tens of thousands of dollars and new teeth from the deadly dentist, Harvey. Harvey even allegedly sent the prison sunshines money and paid for calls. So the jury is still out on the deadly dentist, Harvey, but the prison sunshines, once Donna didn't come through with their big payday, they all turned on her and exposed her evil plot to murder Dan Markel. So it hasn't worked out for Donna, and now that the trial is over, she's headed back to her forever home. But remember I was telling you about Wendy, the co-conspirating daughter? Let's head over. I was hanging out on YouTube and came across bed crime stories, and they were reporting that Wendy allegedly is in the process of changing her boy's last name and having her new boyfriend adopt them. Wendy is reportedly afraid that she's going to be arrested next, so she's making plans that if something does happen to her, her boys will be cared for by someone other than the Markels, apparently. But does anyone know if she can do that? Can she just take the boys from the Markels? I thought there was a foundation that created the Markel Act, and that allowed the Markels to have time. You know, grandparents have rights, right? Leave a comment below if you're familiar with that, especially if you're from Florida. But in our last episode, we discussed Charlie, his feelings after his mom was convicted. And he told reporters, quote, "After my trial, I knew my mom didn't have a chance, but I still feel bad for my mom and dad." We're going to take a look at Charlie and Donna's transport back to the facility, their forever homes, a little later on. But Charlie also told reporters when asked about his sister, quote, "I know she's a smart woman and I'm sure she's getting her affairs in order for the boys." What did he mean by that? Does he mean that he is ready to flip on her in his successful appeal? It seemed like Donna was hinting around to Wendy's guilt in her trial, but she just couldn't bring herself to say, my daughter, she told me she wanted him gone, or it was my daughter's idea. The attorney just kind of hinted around like, oh, Wendy is the lady. She wanted her kids, right? She was going to benefit, not my client. So they didn't do a real good job. Did Charlie mean that, hey, my sister better get her affairs in order because I'm coming for her in my appeal? I'm not staying here forever. Or does he just know that Georgia Kappelman has probably gotten a new red suit and she's going after Wendy? What do you think? Oh, Charlie even said he didn't even think he had a chance with the legal system at an appeal, but he was going to try anyway. Give it the old attaboy try. Oh, Charlie. The prosecution summoned Charlie to come to trial to testify against his mom, but after trial, when Georgia was asked why he didn't testify, she said she didn't want to wrangle and tangle with Charlie if she didn't really need his testimony, so she just let him sit at the prison with the Latin Kings and sweat in protective custody. We read those behavior notes on the last episode, and Charlie, he's a bad boy in prison. Inmate ADELSON is a bad guy. Well, he probably was already a bad guy. That's what ended him up where he is, right? But either way, let's take a look at Donna's transport back to her forever home. We're going to head over to Tanika's page, Tanika's 2 cents, and see what Donna was like on her way back after being found guilty. Sidebar: Donna is transitioning from a $1 million lifestyle and high rises and jet setting around the world to the Florida prison system, being transported in windowless vans and a 6x9 cell for 23 hours a day, 1 day outside for fresh air or sunshine with her sunshines. Let's listen to Tanika tell us about one of her ailments.
Yeah, I'll help you. It's so much easier for me to walk. Yeah, just be careful that step is wet.
So you guys were right on the last video where you were saying she had her Hokas on. It looked like different shoes to me. I don't remember them being this colorful, but apparently something happened to her ankle, and she's going on about how the shoes are so much better for her, I'm sure, than those slides in jail. But you know what, Donna? Don't do crimes.
It has been raining out there, so please put that on.
Are you guys feeling bad for the murderous matriarch? Just think, this could have all been avoided. Donna looks healthy and strong, though, compared to when she was first arrested. She was really small. But I'm assuming that this here, that's all of her property from the facility she was at during her trial. So now that she's being moved back to her forever home, they are bringing it all back. And that's her mail, photos, discovery, just all of her personal items in those, how many bags? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is that 9?
Those are evidence bags.
Just a stack of papers and about less than 10 bags. That's everything that she owns now. She went from living in a high-rise in Miami and just having a great life to making a horrible decision. Now look at all of her life just there.
Yeah, just take those two and we'll come back to the rest of them. That one right there might be the next lightest one, but the bags aren't all that, so this is yeah. Yeah, I shut it like that.
Oh, okay, so it looks like not even all of those bags belong to her. What do you think? Those are some nice shoes she has on. What do you think is going through Donna's head right now? She's headed back into the facility for processing, right? What do you think she's thinking? Maybe about her appeal. I think Tanika is about to say something else. Hold on.
Well, I mean, their boots, they probably don't come up about as far as those. They're comfy. These are on clouds, though.
Yeah, they keep aggravating me.
You gotta put your britches. You got some high waters on, man.
And they so hard.
Well, these aren't that high. They're not as high as those, but
So whenever it's time,
you gotta get your pants longer.
my shit hurt.
You think, look, Donna's amused. Is she used to these accents yet? Wait, the next time we see Donna, well, when will we see her? I guess maybe if she gets an appeal, will she be talking with that twang? She's tickled, though.
You got high waters on, man.
I need to get away.
Short people don't have that problem. I'll take that back out there and get the rest of it. It's pretty heavy, some of her legal stuff. Alright, I'll be right back. She's gotta go to the machine too. Sir, pledge me to answer my phone calls today.
You didn't call this number.
Call you when I have for you. I call you when I have for you. I talked to you earlier on
Big guns.
Okay, so that is all of her little stuff. I'm just reacting to this. This is the first time I've watched this footage. I'm watching it with you guys for the first time. Wow. everything that she owns there. And the prison is just so cold and concrete. It's scary to just think that life without a chance of ever coming home. But what she did is so terrible.
Can you guys see that? Am I covering it? Oh, I'm kind of covering it over here. Let me move myself. The windows they have are so tiny. That's a building there, and those slots are windows. Isn't that crazy? Like here, that's all the sunlight they get. And when she's in protective custody, she's allowed out 1 hour a day. But when we get into her log, you'll see. It's, what a difference from being like right on Miami Beach to Leon County Jail.
Right. Inmate Adelson. Look at Donna. For informational purposes only, upon inmate Adelson entering Pod A, Sergeant K. Ross attempted to assist inmate Adelson with making a phone call to her attorney. Due to inmate Adelson not being in the system at that time, she was unable to speak to her attorney. Sergeant Ross advised this deputy that he will assist with this issue at a later time. Miscellaneous. Inmate move, change locations. Inmate is definitely not at risk. Subject was placed on protective custody per administration and current charges. Inmate booked by booking officer Lovell. Inmate moved to female booking. Booked into jail. Inmate photo taken. Miscellaneous. Sergeant K. Ross contacted me via telephone wanting me to ask inmate Adelson did she need all of her legal work or was there specific information that she was needing. She advised me that she needed all of it, but there was a specific that she needed. I then informed Sergeant Ross of this information. Miscellaneous. While supervising in Pod A, inmate Adelson contacted me via two-way monitor, asking if she could have a pillow. I advised her that there wasn't available pillows in the pod and would see if I could get one or if I could locate one for her later. Involved in incident. Incident in Pod A. Callback for tray sent via email to kitchen security for inmate Adelson. So her tray was sent back for security reasons. Miscellaneous. Sergeant K. Ross contacted me via telephone wanting me to advise inmate Adelson that her tablet should be in her possession and activated. Miscellaneous. While supervising in Pod A, Deputy Cheshire contacted me via telephone and informed me that the money from inmate Adelson's Securus Wacola County account will be transferred to her Securus Leon County account. Follow the money. Donna is making sure her money is following her to Leon County. You know she has to make sure the prison sunshines are taken care of. While supervising in Pod A, miscellaneous. Bullock called via telephone, inquiring if inmate Adelson was asked and or stated that she had her tablet. Inmate Adelson is in possession of her tablet. Miscellaneous. At 7:12 p.m., I received a call from Google and attorney Jackie Fulford, who informed me that she had been in contact that she had been contacted by Donna Adelson's husband. He stated that he had received a call from Donna Adelson during which she claimed that the LCDF booking staff were reading her legal mail and refusing to provide it to her. Following this, I spoke with Sergeant Ross, the booking and releasing sergeant on duty. Sergeant Ross confirmed that Adelson's legal mail was currently in property. Due to the volume of legal documents involved, the mail is scheduled to be delivered to her later tonight after the documents have been copied. Okay, so her mail is there and it isn't being withheld from her. It's just a lot of mail, so they're holding it to give it all to her. And she's lucky that she has Harvey on the outside. She better hope that he is next in line to be arrested and convicted, because she'll lose her outside help. Kind of like Sarah lost Lana, you know? August 14th, 2025. Miscellaneous at 9 p.m. At approximately 2200 hours, I conducted a routine check on inmate Adelson in a pod. I informed her that we were in the process of retrieving her legal mail and would be getting it to her that evening. Adelson stated that she only needed one specific set of documents for her court date tomorrow and could wait to receive the remaining items at a later date. Deputy Griffin and I retrieved her legal mail and transported it to Unit 1 to make copies of the requested documents. When we then returned to Pod A and escorted Adelson to Unit 1, where she identified the documents she needed. Deputy Griffin made the necessary copies and provided them to Adelson. Following this, Deputy Griffin and I escorted Adelson back to her pod without incident. That same evening at 9:41 p.m., miscellaneous. While supervising in Pod A, inmate Adelson contacted me via two-way monitor, asking if she could have some toothpaste. After I completed my visual, I went to inmate Adelson's cell to give her toothpaste, and she stated, "Thank you." I replied with, "You're welcome." Miscellaneous. Visual conducted on Adelson. She's seated on her bed, talking on her tablet. Everything appears to be okay. While making rounds in Pod A, Adelson appeared to be fine. She was just sitting on her bunk, utilizing her agency-issued tablet. Eye contact was made between Adelson and I. No discrepancies appeared to be occurring. While starting meal pass, inmate Adelson was the first to receive her tray, and then she sat back down and ate her food. Miscellaneous. Be advised, defendant Adelson was given the opportunity to shower per Chief Sheffield. Contact was made with defendant Adelson for her to receive her hygiene kit. Inmate was offered and accepted her lunch tray. And Donna is in protective custody, so she's pretty much in her cell the majority of the time with her tablet. Remember, that's why she wanted to be transferred last time, because she lost access to her tablet. So it seems, I'm pretty sure the tablet is very entertaining and close to her. Inmate Adelson got up and slid her tablet under the door, laid down under the cover. As soon as I seen her slide her tablet, I collected it off the floor and charged it for the night. Is that how they give the the tablets back? By sliding it under the door? Visual conducted on Adelson. She's laying under her cover. Everything appears to be okay. I asked inmate Adelson if she would like her meds. She replied, yes. I handed over the meds that were provided by the nurse, and she took them with extra water. Also, gave the nurse a sick call. Inmate Adelson woke up and took her meds. She also gave the nurse a sick call. Adelson is laying under her cover. Everything appears to be okay. At 6:30 a.m., a visual has been conducted on inmate Adelson. She appears to be resting on bunk cell 43. Inmate Adelson is okay. I visually observed her awake on the tablet. Miscellaneous. While issuing inmate Adelson tissue, she stated a sergeant was supposed to bring her commissary and a pillow last night and stated she did not receive it. She is requesting to get her commissary that she have a pillow also. I notified Sergeant Jackson of this information. At 9:45 a.m., inmate accepted and received her lunch tray. Wow, that's pretty early for lunch. Inmate stated she is allergic to peanut butter and is requesting a different tray. I emailed the kitchen advising them of the situation. While conducting visuals, I observed inmates awake and on tablets. Inmate Adelson accepted her meds. While conducting visuals, again, I observed inmate Adelson awake on her tablet. Inmate Adelson, miscellaneous. Hit me via intercom stating, where is her lunch tray? It has been 2 hours. This is at 12 p.m. When she sent her lunch tray back, that was at about 9:50. I called Sergeant Ross to inform her of this information. She stated that she called the kitchen and the kitchen is very busy, but en route to Unit 1 with all callbacks. So about 30 minutes later at 12:50, inmate Adelson received her lunch tray. While conducting visuals, I observed inmate Adelson awake on the tablet. Lieutenant Blanton enters and issues inmate Adelson a pillow. Yay, Donna got her pillow. Do you guys remember when she was testifying, trying to get bail, and she was complaining of her arms and her back and how much it hurt? While conducting a visual, inmate was seen laying down on the tablet. Sidebar, do you think Wendy is curious or involved about her mom and what's going on with her? Do you think she's on the tablet communicating with her or through the attorneys, or do you think she just cut her off at the advice of her attorneys? My attorneys advised me not to speak to my parents. Confinement log. Inmate is out for her hourly time. She received a toothbrush and all-in-one shampoo. Inmate also discussed medical, placing her on a cardiac diet, stating, quote, the apple, carrot, and peas are keeping her on the toilet, and she wishes to be removed from this diet. Miscellaneous. Advising this officer, inmate Adelson is advising this officer that she has been using the bathroom more than she is supposed to due to her diet being changed, and want to be seen before she goes to court today. I contacted medical at 8:34 hours, and medical advised that she will have to put in a sick call. And that was at 8:35 a.m. So at 8:59 a.m., miscellaneous, Adelson is out for her hourly time and watching TV. So it looks like Donna's life is pretty much laying on her bunk under the covers, waiting for med call, and she gets an hour out, and during that hour she watches TV, takes a shower, and I don't see anything about inmate contact other than when she was cursed out at the beginning of this episode by that belligerent inmate over a missing sock or something. Miscellaneous, and this is at 8:33 p.m. August 18th, 2025. While at the officer station, inmate Adelson advised me through the telecom that she had a food tray that needed to be thrown out due to it having bugs flying around it. I advised inmate Adelson that I will retrieve the tray and have it thrown out. Tray was retrieved from inmate Adelson's cell. This is for informational purposes only.
Excuse me, Mrs. Adelson? How you doing? Just want to give you this. Listen. You're scared. No, don't be scared. Listen, just want to let you know that we know that your family has been taking care of Katie and her friend Luto for quite some time after your problem up north has been resolved. And I want to let you know that my brother, he's incarcerated. He helped your family with this problem you guys had up north. And we want to make sure that he's going through some rough times. We want to make sure that you take care of what he's going through the way you're taking care of Katie and Tuco. Well, this will explain it. Thank you.
This undercover agent has just turned Donna's world upside down. She doesn't even remember where she's going at this point. She initially was taking a nice stroll to go and pick up the boys from school. Now her whole world is flipped. And rightfully so, if she's guilty of what she's being accused of. Now, Donna goes to pick up the boys from school, but as you can imagine, her wheels are turning. So, what do you think the first thing she does? You're right. Call Charlie. Operation Bump has just begun. They shook the Adelson tree, and now, let's see what falls.
Is it me, or do those seats look so shallow? No big people are getting on there. There was no audio here. I'm not covering up. It didn't pick it up. So I don't know if he's talking. The door hasn't opened yet. You'll see it, the light shine in when it opens. But maybe he can see him through the window. I'm not sure. Or he's talking to himself.
Mommy?
So it looks like there's a window there. There's light shining in on him. Charlie has really long fingers. I'm a woman who also has very long fingers.
My man. Thank you so much, man.
Charlie,
Yes, sir.
we are across the street from the jail. I'll go as slow as I can, but you eat what you. I ain't gonna. You eat it all. I'm not gonna take you out the van until you're done. You good?
Any chance I could just take one cup off? If you want fast, I'll take the fly and eat. Stand up.
Sit down. Sit down. Which hand?
Sit down.
I can take my shirt off too.
We'll get there.
It's just hot as fuck. All right, let's start. Thank you so much, man.